How are we doing this morning? Think we can do better. How are we doing this morning? That's more like it. Welcome guys to the singles format of the US Nationals Carrom Championship. To all those who are here over the last 2 days, give you yourself a big round of applause. This is a very honored, prestigious tournament once in a year conducted across North America, and for 135 participants over 3 days. This speaks volumes. I know Bala went through all the firsts that we have from this tournament, and it's a long list. I'm not wishing to repeat that. However, just want to give a brief recap to all those who are here for the first time. Can you please raise your hand? For the very first time, please raise your hand. This is a huge moment for us guys. A huge round of applause for every show of hands here. Can I please have you all rise? Have you all rise? Welcome to the United States Nationals. Please rise who are here for the very first time. This is your very first US Nationals. Please rise. This is phenomenal for the state of Carrom in the United States and North America. Thank you. You may take a seat. Well, very appreciated. Welcome. One more show of hands. Who is here for the first time today? Not yesterday or day before. Who is here for the first time today? Please raise your hands. These are entrants into the singles format. And we encourage you to play all formats from here forward, but welcome once again. Right? Thank you so much. All right, just a brief recap of what happened yesterday. Wow. Amazing amount of talent, skills on display, and we were all the way here. May I have silence, please? I think you can do this for Carrom. Silence for the next few minutes, and you can help us get started. Please, no playing on the boards. You've practiced for months to get here. I promise you the next few minutes is not going to make or break it. Promise you, all right? If you're being here, you are already here, all right? Please, give us your attention. Thank you to all the sponsors once again. Every sign, every stand you see on here is representative of the support, overwhelming support we have. We have many sponsors here and will be through the journey of our US Nationals, through the closing ceremony. Thank you once again, Bedi and Tara, for being here through the 3 days as Carrom participants. Thank you. Quick recap of yesterday. Lewis and Moaz, Kalyan and Murli are the first two to add to the first to play in the championship Sunday, captured by Willow TV. Give them a huge round of applause. Huge round of applause. This is unprecedented, has not happened before, and I want to make sure that recap is captured. All right, without further ado, I'm going to invite on stage the President of the United States Carrom Association. Please give him a huge round of applause, Bala Pakistan.
Hey guys, thank you Naveen. Good morning everyone, and once again, welcome to the 26th US Nationals Carrom Championship. So especially for all the folks who are joining us for the first time with us this year, and also particularly for those who couldn't join yesterday but are here for the very first time today, a very warm welcome from us at the entire US Carrom Association. And as Naveen said, I don't want to repeat too much of what I mentioned yesterday. Nationals is primarily for players who reside in the US and our brothers in Canada, right? And US Open, as the name implies, is the open tournament that anybody in the whole world can participate, right? So typically, we do these two tournaments in the year. For this year, we are doing the US Nationals now, and you will hear shortly about when and where the US Open is going to happen this year, shortly, in a few minutes. But before that, I just wanted to kind of give you guys, I talked a lot about our vision and things yesterday, and one of the key pillars in our vision is to elevate Carrom on the global arena, right? Our mission is to promote Carrom not just in the US, but also elevate Carrom and usher it into the mainstream as a professional sport in the world of mainstream sports, right? And there are several things that we'll be doing, but US Open will play a key part in that, right? So historically, US Open and US Nationals typically see the same type of participation. It's the same group of players. We get relatively few participants from outside of North America, right? Our vision, our long-term vision is for US Open in Carrom to be treated almost the same as US Open in any other sport. Think about Tennis, for example, when you say US Open, it's treated as one of the biggest events in the world of that sport. Right? We want the US Open for Carrom to be treated the same way. Right? And all of these things we are doing, for folks who were not there yesterday with us, you see this open space here. Tomorrow, for the championship matches, we're going to have Willow TV covering everything live. All of those matches from tomorrow will be broadcasted live, and viewers all over the world can watch it for free on the Willow YouTube channel as well as on that app. That's an example of what we're doing. And the other things, we are making several investments in promoting Carrom and developing the game as well. For instance, we are investing a lot in technology, right? So, today you will see, we have the software, for example. I'm just taking one of many examples, okay? The software that we use for all these rankings and creating the matchups and everything, it's about 25 years old, right? So we're already rewriting all of it. In fact, the version is ready. And I forgot to mention this yesterday. I want to make an announcement that this year, this tournament will be the last USCA tournament where we will be using the historical software that we've been using, right? So it's time for it to be sunset. It's a fantastic thing that has outlasted its purpose, right? And it's time to modernize it, right? It's the same software, the logic and everything is the same, but it's time to kind of modernize it. Everybody has a smartphone. That's just, kind of the example, right, that we want to do. And the other thing is, we also want to get everybody here exposure to international players, right? So we all talk about how there's a big divide in the quality of the play between US players and Indian players, for example. I'm very glad to see that the gap is shrinking year by year. But one of our stated goals is for US to have a podium finish at the World Cup within the next 3 years. We have never had a podium finish per se, right? That's something else we want to change. So all of that is coming, and US Open will play a grand part in that. And I'm going to come back and talk a little bit more. But to hear a little bit more about US Open for this year, we want to invite, there is a special announcement also, in addition to US Open and other things. May I invite Mr. Jayadev Suryadevara to come here for a very special announcement. Jayadev. And Jayadev needs no introduction. He is an old-timer with the US Carrom fraternity. He's one of the past presidents of the US Carrom Association. Sorry. Alright, no, that's okay. Yeah, Jayadev, very happy to see you here. And I know that you're one of the biggest supporters and promoters of Carrom. I'm very happy. I don't know. I'm super curious to hear all the great things you have to say.
Hey, Jayadev, one second. Just give me a second. Hey guys, can you all come up here? Just stand up, stretch. Come up here, please. All of you all. Just 2 seconds. Just 2 seconds. There's a video being. Hey, if you can all come here and indulge me quickly, please. Organizers a little. We need to keep schedule. Please come up here.
Guys, preset 3 for the video display. Yeah. Whenever you need the video display, preset 3.
All set. Good morning. Now, I'm getting old. I need a phone, notes. I'm not energetic like this, guys. Last 2 days, we have been... Thank you. So, let's see, I definitely needed some notes here, okay? How did it go yesterday?
Amazing.
Me and my partner were very glad to be put out of our misery pretty early. We couldn't suffer anymore. Okay, today I'm pretty sure some of you are very nervous. Very normal. Especially if you're a serious player. If you are not nervous a little bit, your performance will be a little bit low. If you're not do something to get some nervousness. Anyway, I'm here basically to talk about, if you all already didn't know, we are CPL team. CPL stands for Carrom Premier League, which the names rights have been registered across the globe. Europe, Asia, United States. So now, ours is a poor game, right? Not anymore. Not starting this year. That's what we're going to do. So it's, to get this done, there are wise old people on one side like me, lot of experience, lot of things we can do for Carrom. And there are these energetic people lot of maturity in them on one side. So we organized ourselves. CPA team is organized into only 2 committees. No titles, no bureaucracy. Just 2 committees. One is advisory committee. The other one is executive committee. I will introduce both of these committees and then we'll talk a little bit more details about what we are set to do. With that said, let me invite, first of all, this is not the first time we are doing international league formats in USA at all. 2016 US Open, we had a league format already executed with 175 people in US Open in 2016. Go back, check the figures, 175 people. We couldn't handle all of them in a round robin. What we did is, we separated them into children, senior people, and the main event. Main event, 120 people, rest of them into the rest of the 2 groups. That is number 1. That is when we did our first league. Then 2017 US Open, again, happened in Dallas, we did the same thing. Now that was continued through NAPCL in Cleveland in 2019. Here, we pick it back here in 2022 again in a mega fashion with an ambitious plan across the globe. Starting this year in Dallas, November 10 to 13. It's a 4-day event, November 10 to 13. Book your tickets right now. Book your flight tickets right now. If something goes wrong, we're here to reimburse your tickets. Right? Now let me introduce my old and wise advisory committee. Well, nobody will be offended here. Definitely not me. Let me start with this advisory committee consists of 2 kinds of people. One part is very experienced at organizing events. The other one are legendary carrom players. We want them to have in a mix so that they provide a lot of good input which will be passed on to the executive committee. I'll be right in the middle as a moderator, critic, and enforcer of the will of the carrom lovers across the globe. With that said, Vishal Karan Gupta, come on to the stage. He's a long-time successful player. I don't know how many doubles trophies he won. He definitely won singles trophy for sure. He beat me in finals. Lot of experience. We still have our differences of how we think about carrom in US. We still have our differences, but we have a common goal. Promote the game, promote the passion of players, make it forward. Next, Atul Bave, very well-known figure in organizing carrom. Now, this guy's specialty in one-liner. He has a very honest head. That's why he's in CPL's team. Next, Shakil Ahmed, recent artist in organizing carrom events. Now he is one of, along with Madhu, I guess, he is one of the ones brought Willow TV to USCA. Congratulations. Now comes a legendary carrom player. He has made most of us 11 years old before we could even dream of winning a title. 11 years old, fucking 11 years old I've become. I couldn't even dream about national title. Sarvanan Babu. Now next, talent, right? World-class talent. We were dreaming of it for a long time. Here is the emergence, Luis Fernandez. Emergence of world-class carrom in our own backyard. So this is the advisory committee. I'm right in between. Again, I said between the advisory committee and the executive committee, who you will meet in a second, as a moderator only. Now, we are getting old, but we are wise. We should have a transition plan. CPL has a transition plan right at the outset. Now, we need a leader. We need a real artist because this game, I don't separate Carrom from art. Art is freedom. Carrom is playing with freedom. If you see, most of us are hard. If you're starting your singles right from the right first stroke, you're not free. Someone is controlling you. You cannot play your game. Something is not right. But you have to play it as an art. We need an artist who is also a leader. So this guy emerged as our Johnny Ive with the steroid of managerial leadership skills. Aditya Chavali. Again, as I said, no titles. So far, he has emerged as the leader, and he will take us forward into this announcement. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, Jay. Before I say anything, I would like to start with playing a video. Can you dim the lights, please? This is a video about CPL.
What do you see on the right hand side? United States Carrom Association. CPL is a different organization. USCA is a different organization. But we are not separate. We work together very closely. I invite the president, USCA BACA. Now, before I hand over the mic to Bala first, then back to our executive committee, we're going to present him with a small token of love, which was my own making, Carrom nuts. He gets it along with a bag. This is for Bala. Before that, Bala, you're going to read this aloud. Whatever is written in the back, then it's all for you.
A Carrom stroke is to a Carrom player what a voice is to a singer. A player's skill can only be as good as their stroke. A Carrom stroke is a single unbreakable wholeness that includes the sensations of physical grip, hand-eye coordination, and release. Practice is the engine through which the sensations of a stroke are recognized, nurtured, and retained. Carrom nets is a portable tool that facilitates pure, rapid repetition by removing the burden of expectational psychology. And Bala, I'm so happy to give this to you because you need it the most. Thank you so much, Jaidev. Honestly, there are very few people in the Carrom world who think about taking the game forward, right? Particularly equipment is an area that not a lot of people really think about innovating. And Carrom boards, they have been the same for a very, very long time. And I'm really happy to see that you're putting all your immense talent towards taking this game forward in this direction as well. Really appreciate it. And I'm going to put that to good use. Thank you so much. And as I promised before, guys, some of you may already have heard this from the WhatsApp messages and things like that. I talked about US Open, but just to kind of reiterate, this year's US Open is going to be combined with this year's CPL event in Dallas, Texas in November, right? So it's going to be a back-to-back event in Dallas, okay? The event will kick off with US Open. The first part of the event will be US Open, followed by CPL, all right? I don't want to take too much time, but thank you again, CPL, Jayadev, everybody for doing this. Really appreciate it. Like Jayadev mentioned, we are different organizations, but we are really looking forward to this partnership and taking Carrom forward in the US. Thank you, guys.
Excellent. It's all about the future, energetic, matured executive committee.
In my camera, please. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Hello.
Hey, stay there.
Thank you everyone. So like you have seen in the video, we have thought about a lot, done a lot, and we have a lot in plans. But what is CPL? If you ask me what is CPL, I'll just say only one line. It is all about you players, what you take home in your wallet at the end of the fourth day, not what you bring to them from your wallet into the tournament. That is the economic engine that we are really striving to build. And this is the start. This is just the beginning. When we looked at it, you always dream about it, you always think about it. When we looked at it and we said like, okay, what do we really need? What do we really need to make this, to build this economic engine? First thing, you need excellent visuals. When I see something, it should look good. You need excellent software. Execution is critical. You need a strong financial backbone. Our focus from year one and forward is around these three areas. So when you look at a carrom board today, I love the board. It is very natural. And when you play it, it feels smooth, nice and all. My experience is very good. But the moment I put it on a TV, I look at a picture. Unfortunately, it is coming out of a carpenter's mind. And they have just designed it that way. It is not built for the visuals. I look at a snooker table. I look at a sport, any other board sport out there, even Scrabble for say, right? How grandeur the visuals will be. We want to bring the grandness via the visuals into the game and into the league. That's what we are doing. That's why we had to redesign the equipment. But at the same time, we don't want to compromise you of the player experience. We don't want to compromise you of anything from a game standpoint. Number two, finance. We had to build this economic engine. The players has to earn. There should be an ownership structure and all those things. We'll talk a little bit more about it in a bit. And number three, the moment you start registering, the moment you think about it as a player, from the day you start registering to the day you are thinking about flying in, to asking about groupings, making the groupings as an organization and all those things. And then after that, your results, your rankings, your profiles, your positions, everything, software is critical. And we are talking about a league. When you talk about a league, when you live stream just one game, it's not a league. I have to live stream everything. So how do you manage a live stream without live scores? You need software. So we are building the most advanced software, thinking from ground up, not only about how to conduct a tournament, but also about how to bring in the audience, not only that are there inside the room, from outside the room also. So that is the software we are building. So to talk about the finance and all, I would like to bring up on stage Shibu.
Good morning, guys. How are you doing? Good? Good? Okay. So let me talk about the finances. When we played the video, did you see cash prize of 25K? You did? It no longer belongs to Saravanan or Louis. It's a team structure. Guess what? It's a team structure. Each and every one of you can make it to the team and earn that money. What do you think? Is that possible?
Yes.
There's not one person. There's not one person. It's a team effort. Sorry, Saravanan. Sorry, Louis. Second, there is team ownership in place. Team ownership comes with a cost, and today's cost, as of now, is 20K. Vinita Bokaria, are you up for the grabs? New York Life, it's today's price. We want to make it as grandeur as possible by awarding the players, awarding the teams, and this year it will be 25K. We've got a 3 to 5 year to 10 year plan. For that, we need a financial engine. What does that mean? That means we partner with corporates, we partner with NGO organizations, and what do we give back? We give back to the community. Whatever funds we get, we give a percentage back to the community. Because we want to have this sport giving back to the community. And that's very important. So in order to make the software, we have already spent about close to, I'd say, $60,000, $70,000, even before the league is announced. We are spending almost 60, 70 ballpark around that price. And it all comes with a cost to make it grandeur. And this year's event is in Dallas. Next year, we don't know. It could be in Dallas, it could be any other state. We don't know about that. But we are planning for a 3, 5, 7 year plan so that we are not dependent on 1 or 2 sponsors, but it will be a financial engine so that the CPL organization will run by its own and we don't have to struggle day in and day out for organizing finances. With that, November 10 to 13, are you all excited?
Yes.
We want to welcome you to Texas. We want to serve you. We want to give you the best. All right? Thank you.
So next up, so to build the next generation software, we need a geek and also an architect. So I'd like to bring upon our architect of the software, Srini.
Thank you, Aditya. Morning, everyone. Most of you know me, but it's all about CPL now. So this would be a little, what I would say is the engine that runs the total tournament, actually. But most of the people just look for the rankings at the end of each round. That's the only thing. But there's a lot of work that goes behind the scenes to make that happen so effortlessly, for the players to be more easy to look at their scores or the rankings. So when we visualized the software and how we wanted to introduce into this fraternity, we thought through this and then we felt like, it could be an RRR release, basically. When I say RRR, it's these 3 R's stand for a different meaning here, actually. It's reflective, it's reliable, and it's robust. Those are the 3 R's, basically. Reflective of all the learnings, of all the obstacles that we faced when using the software. Taking the feedback from all the past years of experience, we put that through into the software so that it could be more reflective of what we actually wanted to see, the way it should be. And it would be on the web. It would be completely web, so if you just have an internet access, you can see whatever is happening on the tournament at that point in time, dynamically. It's not like overnight updates or anything. The moment the match is happening, every board score is getting reflected onto the web. That's the first thing. Reliable. So when we have to do these kind of things, you need to really leverage some real thinking into the technology as well and what should be the platform. And we are going with one of the most advanced technologies like Python and the React Angular with the mobile experience on it. So it will be seamlessly on your mobiles, on your web, everywhere, wherever you want to see it. Robust. I mean, that's the key. At the end of the day, no matter how smart or how visually you show or how visually you try to put it, if the system is not running on its own without less maintenance, then there is no point. And we made sure that it is robust enough, no matter how big the tournament is, how many players are going to play, or how many groups. The software is smart enough based on the moment you enter into the system, the groupings will be automatically happening based on their rankings, which is being managed internally. The engine keeps looking into the profile, and then, okay, here is the player with his ranking in the past, and then it just starts grouping it. So, and we'll be making this whole software available to the whole Carrom fraternity around the globe, free of cost. Free of cost. So, no matter wherever you are in the world, if you are conducting a tournament, you are good to use that. And that there will be a process which we will just outline it, and then the clubs or the organizations, they can run their own tournaments. That's what we are looking at. That's the vision for the software. And finally, I would say, just keep looking for many more updates that would be coming from us, and then and we will make sure that all the details that are needed for anybody who is interested will be shared. I will now hand it over to Aditya.
Thank you, Srini. I will add one more R to it, maybe revolutionary. So, next up, I know we are short on time, but we have quick ones, one more. So to build this CPL, it's not just about the game. Yes, the software is critical and all those things, but when you talk about an economic engine, the branding is critical. So, but how do we do branding? And also, how do you find a guy that knows about branding and also know about Carrom and also is mad about Carrom and very passionate about it? Like, I would like to bring up on stage our branding expert and Carrom fanatic, Murali.
Hey guys, we'll make this really short and sweet, right? So when we think about searching, what do we think about? What's the first name that comes to your head? Google, right? So when we think about shipping, it's FedEx, correct? So when it comes to Team Carrom, the word that we want to resonate and create a brand around and keep it going and flying high is CPL. So that is where we are headed. That's what we'll plan, and that is how it's going to manifest. And we can't do it without your all support, right? So keep watching the space. It's going to be exciting time ahead in terms of Team Carrom, and this is what is going to happen. And we have heard a lot about this already. So a big hand to all these organizers here, and back to you.
So no more speeches for sure. So, but I would like to introduce two more of our critical team members. When you do a tournament of this scale, like Jay said, you need high energy. And also you need heavy organization, because you're talking about 12 teams, you're talking about large scale, you're talking about a lot of glamour, you have to look at what you wear, you have to look at how the tournament looks like and everything. So I want to bring up on stage Nitin, who will be taking care of all our operations. At the same time, you also need to take care of your tummy. Like, we have the baby in our team who looks like a baby, but when he sits on the board, he is not a baby. But look at his tummy. He always takes care of his tummy. So I'd like to bring up on stage Kalyan, who will take care of all our tummies and all. We're going to talk it. Okay, with that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah. Okay. So with that, thank you very much. Thanks for your time, and thanks. Like we said, carrompl.com. That's the website. We will have WhatsApp groups and all also, but we'll keep communicating. We'll share more information.
Thank you, CPL team. Thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to November. big events are coming. I know that we are way behind schedule, but there's just one last thing, and I promise you, you guys would love this one extra thing. You know, how is everybody feeling about today's? How motivated are you today? How are you confident, nervous? Would you like to hear some tips from an expert? Yes. Okay. So, I personally am waiting for this moment. Okay. In my personal opinion, this man is the greatest Carrom player of all time in terms of what he has accomplished. And this is not a recording. He is coming live to you from Mumbai, Mr. Yogesh Pardesi. Deep, can you bring the laptop here so we can see this? Yogesh ji, can you hear us?
आवाज येतोय माझा? आवाज येतोय माझा? ऍक्च्युअली मी हॉटेलला आहे ना म्हणून व्हिडिओ करू ऑन?
Please turn on your video, Yogesh. All right, yeah, that's good. Yogesh ji, please turn on you. Ah, there you are. All right, Yogesh ji. Please welcome Yogesh Pardesi, everybody.
यूएस कैरम के सभी खिलाड़ियों को बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं नेशनल चैंपियनशिप के लिए। आवाज आ रही मेरी?
Yes, loud and clear. Go ahead, Yogesh ji. Yogesh, go ahead.
आवाज येतोय ना माझा?
Yes, yes.
वेरी गुड। बढ़िया माहौल दिख रहा है वहां पर नेशनल चैंपियनशिप का। तो सभी खिलाड़ियों को मैं मेरी तरफ से बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं देता हूँ और यूएस कैरम के सभी मेंबर्स को भी। एक्चुअल में थोड़ा बाहर आया हूँ तो काफी देर राह देखता रहा, लेकिन इस टूर्नामेंट के लिए मैं सिर्फ दो चीजें कहूंगा। सब लोग अपना अपना प्रिपरेशन करके आए हैं। हर 2-3 बोर्ड के बाद एक सिप ऑफ वाटर लीजिए और एम्प्टी स्टमक मत क्या रखें, जिसका मुझे ज्यादा फायदा हुआ है सभी टूर्नामेंट्स में। तो मैं सभी को बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं देता हूँ। मे द बेस्ट प्लेयर विन। आप काफी अच्छा माहौल बना के रखा और बहुत सारे बोर्ड दिख रहे हैं, तो इट्स ऑनर टू सी ऑल ऑफ यू हियर। So good luck. Bye everyone.
Thank you so much, Yogesh ji. Thank you so much for joining us. I know you're a busy man. Good luck for your tournament. There's a tournament going on over there in Mumbai. Please win the trophy one more time for the 10,000th time or whatever it is. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, guys. We're going to get started very, very soon. We are way behind schedule. It's 9 o'clock. Please wait for the tournament director to announce the matchups, and we'll get started very, very soon. Please go ahead and settle down on the boards. And if you need, so there will be breaks between rounds, right? So there's one other important, while you settle down, I want to make one more important announcement for all the new players joining us for the first time today. If you have already seen the tournament format document, you guys already know that we have introduced a new category this time, a new division. In addition to the usual Champions Division, Challenger Division and Enthusiast Division, this time we have also created a new Amateur Division to encourage upcoming players who are discovering Carrom or rediscovering Carrom and are still kind of warming up, right? So I'm super happy to announce a very special prize. So you guys just heard from Yogesh Pardesi. He's a hat-trick world champion. We are very happy to announce that Yogesh ji has agreed to provide a free 1-hour coaching session for some of the new players here today. So, the stakes just went up for the amateur division. The winner and runner-up for the amateur division will get a 1-hour virtual coaching session with Yogesh Pardesi, one-on-one coaching, and also the overall best new player as well as the best new California player. So there's a total of 4 of those up for grabs. Good luck, guys. Thank you and welcome once again.
Good morning, everybody. Please get settled. Please get settled down. We're going to start. So the day is going to look like we were supposed to start at 8:30, but we're starting at 9, a little past 9. So we are going to have 3 rounds of SRR before we break for lunch. So I need your help to be on time. Everybody please come in, settle down, because we're going to start the rounds in 5 minutes, in under 5 minutes. How does your day look like? Your day is going to look like we're going to have 3 rounds of SRR before we break for lunch. For those of you who were there yesterday, the lunch schedule is going to be pretty much the same way. We are going to go to the right, where you're going to be picked up, and you're going to go out for lunch, and you're going to come back to play the next 3 rounds of SRR. We will announce that a little bit later, but right now, please come in. Please come in.